Welcome back to the Nerd Bros Podcast, episode 44. We got the Ellie De La Cruz episode.
Don't do that, bro. You know I'm a Cardinals fan.
Who else we gonna pick?
I'm not a Reds fan, but you could have picked Adam Dunn. Adam Dunn was right there.
Ellie's better.
Huh?
Ellie's better than Adam Dunn.
Ellie's better than Adam Dunn?
Yep.
It's crazy. Chat. First things first, chat. I hope you guys can hear me. The mic is not nowhere close to where it usually is, so it's kind of going to be a learning curve. If it's bad, I'm going to have to switch it up. Hopefully it's decent.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, tonight we got a special episode for you. We're gonna do quite a few news and rumors tonight. We each have three apiece, which is unusual. So that'd be good. Mystery segments are back, so we do have a mystery segment for you guys tonight. I will be hosting. And then we have our preview for The Mandalorian and Grogu, which releases this week. But before we get into all that, we are going to pray, like we always do. Dear Heavenly Father, Lord, thank you so much for this day, and thank you for this opportunity that we have to just do this podcast, Lord. Thank you for keeping us safe today. Thank you for watching over our loved ones and all of those who we know, whom we pray for. Father, I pray that you'll continue just to watch over us throughout this week. I pray that you help us to continue to glorify you, to be bold in our faith, and to continue to just build your kingdom, Lord. I pray that you'll give us opportunities to do so. I pray that you'll continue just to be with all of those who we've been praying for. You know each and every need, Lord. I pray that you'll be with all those out there who are struggling right now, in any different area, physically, mentally, emotionally, financially, spiritually, whatever it may be, Lord. And I pray that you help us all to just continuously seek you. I pray, Lord, that you help us have some fun tonight. Please bless this podcast, Lord. I pray everything goes smoothly with the filming and the editing and the uploading of it. And I pray, Lord, that you help us just to continuously seek to grow and better ourselves, and most importantly, glorify you in our lives, Lord. We pray this in your name. Amen.
Amen. All right, chat. Before we get going, your boy got a dog. Your boy finally got a dog. Have not had a dog since I was 8 when she passed away. It's a chocolate lab, little puppy. She's 8 weeks old, and her name is Chewy. Of course. My dad picked out the name. He picked well. It made a lot of sense. Dad loves Star Wars. Obviously, that's where my love of Star Wars came from. So
A close second would have been Coco Jones.
Coco Jones is crazy, bro. That's kind of sick, actually. Could you imagine I got a puppy and named her Coco Jones? That is, yeah. That's wild.
Oh, well, buddy, do you want to go first? Do you want me to go first with the news and rumors?
I'm gonna go first with the sad news.
Okay, good idea.
Tom Kane. I don't know if you've seen this, Evan.
I did.
Yeah. Tom Kane passed away. He was the voice for Admiral Yularen, Master Yoda, and also the narrator of Clone Wars. Horrible news. I think it was a couple of years ago, one of his family members, I think it was his daughter or something, posted that he had I don't remember if it was a stroke or something, but he like lost his voice. So I mean that was sad to hear then, and of course hearing that he passed away is pretty rough. Yeah, that sucks. So yeah, I wanted to rip the big one first.
I just watched James Arnold Taylor's like video for him like right before I got on here. It was sad because they were good friends.
Ooh, I need to watch that, dude. I love James too.
It was I also found out he was the professor in the Powderpuff Girls.
Yep.
That was kind of cool to see. I was like, man.
I saw a list earlier, before we started, Evan, where somebody had listed every single Star Wars character that he has voiced. It took a few good scrolls on Twitter to get the whole list.
Wow.
Because he did a whole big list of Clone Wars characters, like side characters and stuff. And then he's done so many characters from the games and everything like that. So, yeah, that one sucked. Yeah, that kind of sad.
From what it sounds like, James made it sound like he was a Christian. So he said that heaven gained him, which was cool. So that's awesome.
That always makes it less sad,
It's
but
all
more emotional if it makes sense. Like,
Oh, absolutely.
yeah.
It's always it's sad for those who are left, and
Yep.
but it's a great reward for him.
Yep.
That is really sad though. I read that this morning and I'm like, oh, because I saw Clone Wars and I saw Yoda. I'm like, that's sad. I didn't realize like how big he was.
His impact was pretty big on Star Wars. Yeah.
This is not sad, but this is crazy. I read this yesterday. Apparently, before casting Willem Dafoe as the Green Goblin, the actor who was almost the Green Goblin was Nick Cage.
Nick Cage.
Nick Cage was going to be the Green Goblin in 2002.
You mean Spider Noir?
Yep.
That's crazy. That's
Dude,
actually pretty crazy.
like thinking about it and just like how he's played characters before, I definitely could see him playing the Green Goblin because he can be crazy. But I'm thankful that he wasn't because obviously we got Willem Dafoe, who's phenomenal.
Yeah. It's crazy too because I Willem Dafoe seems so much older than him. Is he not?
He is older than him. I don't know how much though, because Nick Cage is 62.
He's definitely older.
So I think Defoe's probably in his he's probably in his 70s, maybe pushing
Watch him be
80.
like 59 and we're just being super rude.
I don't think so.
Imagine?
Big reason being,
No.
I think when he was in the first Spider-Man movie, I think he was like 44, which is that's how old Toby was in No Way Home.
Oh wow. That's
So
crazy.
yeah. So yeah. So he's probably in his 70s.
Interesting. Okay.
The thing about it too is like I feel like if Willem Dafoe wasn't the Green Goblin, it'd be strange because we think about it now and it's like we have a hard time trying to think of somebody to like recast the Green Goblin with who could play a good Goblin like better than him. It's kind of like the Heath Ledger Joker treatment. It's like replacing Green Goblin's going to be difficult. So if you had anybody other than Willem Dafoe, I think it'd be strange.
Do you know how cool it would be if he ended up being the Green Goblin villain in Spider Noir in like season 2? That would be pretty cool.
That would be kind of cool.
Because you could do it without it being a problem.
Yeah, it's just completely different iteration, same actor though.
Mhm.
I would like it.
Oh yeah, 100% would like it.
Especially because I don't know what's going to happen with that show because they were talking about it the other day and they literally talked about how like Peter Parker does not exist yet in that universe.
Yet.
Yeah, they said yet. And I'm like, you're going to have Peter Parker become a character? So you're going to put him in the same universe as I guess Ben Riley in this universe because he's not Peter Parker.
Interesting.
So we'll talk about that more next week, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, so Nick Cage.
Yeah, that's pretty wild. This one is not Star Wars related. But this one makes me mad. However, I don't know what the circumstances are, so I'm going to be, I'm not going to be rude here, of course. Um, the girl who is playing Ginny Weasley. Have you heard about this? No?
The I heard that they're recasting Ginny Weasley.
That's
For
it.
is it okay?
I literally just talked with you like last week or a couple weeks ago about how I hope they can keep the cast together for the entirety, and we haven't even made it to the beginning, bro. That sucks.
Do we know why she's getting recasted?
It says for or due to unforeseen circumstances.
To be fair, though, I'd rather it happens before it comes out. So we just have one who is going to be part of the show. So we see her, and then she's there for the remainder of the thing. It's sad that the girl who like was going to be her is not her now, but
No, no,
yeah.
no, no, no. They're not changing season 1.
Oh, what?
Yeah, it says it's just recast for season 2.
Okay,
See,
that's
because
mess.
if it would have happened the way you said it, I wouldn't have cared.
I get it now. That's that does suck.
Yeah.
The only thing that helps is like she's a really young character. So like seeing her grow up and if she's different, it'll be okay. Especially because norm as far as the first book goes, she doesn't have a massive role in the first one either. She's not even at Hogwarts yet. So hopefully her role's just very, very minimum.
Yeah. But it kind of does suck for the actress because season 2 could have put her on a different trajectory, bro.
Oh yeah, dude. Like this is like a once in a lifetime opportunity to be in Harry Potter. And
Yeah.
I guess not once in a lifetime because it's the second time they've done it, but this does not come around.
Yeah. It sucks.
It oh
It does.
that's unfortunate.
Yeah, it definitely sucks. I will say I hope that nothing's wrong with her or anything like that. So of
Yeah.
course, you know.
And who knows? Maybe she'll get another big opportunity down the line.
Yeah. Could you imagine they end up having to recast in like season 5 and they bring her back? How wild would that be?
That would be crazy. She gets to come back and be Jenny. Oh, dude.
Wouldn't it be crazy? Like they recast and they bring back the old girl that they recast for the second girl, but she had to recast. Like that would be insane.
I wonder if that's ever been done in like film history.
I don't know.
That'd be insane.
Yeah.
Oh, this next one I read, I have mixed emotions about this. So Brad Winderbaum, who is currently the head of Marvel Television and Animation, he has now been appointed. He technically does not take this role on until the back half of 2027, but Brad Winderbaum will now be the head of Marvel Television and Animation, as well as Marvel Comics.
Marvel Comics.
Marvel Comics.
Why are they letting a TV guy run Marvel Comics?
That's a good question. And my immediate thought with that, and I hope this is not the case, they've been pushing for a very, very long time that the MCU is Earth 616, which I completely disagree with. Any comic book fan disagrees with it because it's not. It's so different than the main than the main comic universe. So my fear is that they're going to start writing comic books that tie in the narrative of it being the main MCU is 616, and it makes the comic universe kind of just like related to the film and television industry.
Hmm. Yeah, I don't, especially because if he's the head of Marvel Comics, that affects Star Wars.
It does.
I don't really want a Marvel TV producer to be the head of the comic division. That just doesn't make any sense to me.
It's odd. Um, who knows? He's good at what he does. He's good at
Yes.
all of like he's worked on like Daredevil. He's worked on Loki. He's worked on all of them. And well, I don't know how long he's been around, but he's been on X-Men 97. He's been on a lot of stuff. And he's good with that. I don't know. Especially obviously he has to know something about comics, working with comic characters and getting the shows produced and everything. But again, I'm hoping that it doesn't ruin the comic industry because think about it, we just got into like really collecting comics, and it's like imagine like by the time like back half of next year starts, we just stop because like they stop writing good stuff. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. It could be a really good thing.
It could be. It seems to me that the comic division right now is being dominated by DC anyway.
Yes.
But still, as big Marvel fans as we are, we don't want anything bad to happen to that side. So it's like,
Maybe that's why they're doing the change. Maybe they're like Marvel is underperforming, so we need to
that
change
could
something
be.
up.
That very well could be. That's a different way to look at it. I like that because
Because
it's true. Star Wars has been in kind of a stalemate in a little bit, in a lot of ways in comics.
mm-hmm,
We did just get a pretty cool announcement, but been kind of tad bit dry
Like
from big runs anyway.
the Marvel Ultimate Universe is really, really good, but like outside of that, what are they doing? And like
Mm-hmm.
I know they've rebooted a lot of stuff, but yeah, like you told me when you sent me that list that one day, or you told me about that list. Absolute Batman is killing it. DC is killing
Yeah,
it.
bad. I've
So
also been hearing that that new Batman series is killing it.
is it?
So yeah, so it's like Batman. Batman's just Batman. I kind of feel like that's part of it.
Yeah,
Batman's gonna dominate comics. Batman has always dominated comics. Um, Hopefully they can figure it out and get it back on the right track. But it's a little weird. It's just kind of weird to think of a TV guy to be heading a comic division. I'm just
I agree. I agree.
yeah. All right, chat. My last ruse and rumors is what I was about to say. Wow. My last news and rumors chat. It's looking up. The global box office page posted that The Mandalorian and Grogu is now tracking for Disney's biggest opening weekend of 2026. For The Mandalorian and Grogu. So I feel a little better. And they're saying that it's probably going to do 100 million opening weekend. And this is not. I don't believe this is total. I think this is here. So that's big if it is.
I'm not. This is not me trying to rain on the parade because I hope it does do well. Has Disney had a movie come out this year?
I'm sure. Disney?
Like a big movie?
Yeah. They had the Hoppers movie. That's Pixar. So that counts.
That's
There's
kind
no
of
way you make a post like that if they haven't had one. Because
because
that's so misleading.
I'm trying to think about it though because like yeah, like it could be their biggest, but like yeah, other than now that you mentioned it, other than the Hoppers movie, I can't think of any other movie that they've had come out this year though.
Let me see.
Because that that is some clickbait right there if that's the
It
case.
is.
Because I'm thinking about it and it's like yeah, like because I started thinking I'm like Marvel hasn't released a movie this year yet. They haven't released any other Star Wars content. They have not released Moana yet.
It is clickbait, bro, because Hoppers is it.
I'm sorry. I was not trying to rain on that parade, but that's like that's so
Nah,
misleading, bro. Yeah, no
it is
wonder
misleading.
that we're trashing on hoppers unintentionally, but
Oh yeah. I will say though, it is nice to hear 85 to 100 million because
that is the nice part.
they weren't thinking we were going to get that opening weekend. So that's I still feel good. I still feel much better. But
That
that
is the
is
nice
true. It
part.
is definitely that is a little clickbait. That is
Because I'm thinking, I'm like, we don't have anything to really compare it to, so yeah, of course it's the biggest. It's Star
yeah, that's
Wars.
crazy. That's insane.
But see, that's the thing though. I'm, I'm doing it for myself. Um, I did listen to a little bit of the Escape Pods episode from today, and they were talking about the box office and projections for it. And they're still talking about it being a box office technically failure. It'd probably make money, but
Mm.
what they expect from it, I don't know if they're going to get it.
The problem is Star Wars is expected to get a bill.
Oh, absolutely.
And when you don't have a Skywalker attached, it's a little bit harder.
True.
Now, if a certain Skywalker shows up and I end up going and seeing it 7 times, that changes things. But they haven't marketed it to where we know that certain Skywalker comes up. So,
That's where I think it has hurt them, and it's definitely going to hurt the projections, is their marketing. Because think about it. We haven't had a Star Wars movie in a really, really long time. And we've gotten a few trailers. They're kind of starting to run the Burger King ads now for the cups. We have
oh, I
not
got one.
had. Did you?
Yeah, I got the blue one, the Zeb one.
I guess Dylan said you could go to Burger King and if you didn't want to get any food or anything, you could just go and ask him like, "Hey, can I have all three cups?" And you can get them for $6
They
total.
wouldn't let me.
So, he said go to a different location if that happens. Some of them you walk in, they won't let you get it without food. Other ones you can literally just go in there and buy all three for $2 a piece.
That's crazy. I thought there were
That's
four. There's
I'm
four.
not. Oh, then he got them all.
Dang, that's crazy.
But
Yeah, that's crazy.
their marketing has been almost non-existent for this film, and it's
Yeah.
like I
Outside of
agree.
that incredible Super Bowl ad.
They've dropped the ball, and it's not just them. It's Marvel as well. See,
Yeah.
Marvel did not market Wonder Man at all. It turned out to be really good, but they didn't market it other than giving us a trailer. Daredevil Born Again, they kind of marketed it, but they didn't do it. I don't understand this. I know they're putting a lot of money into their projects, but they still have money to market them. Like
Mm-hmm.
you're, I think it's part of the reason it's not going to. It's going to be good, but I don't think it's going to perform peak level as it would have if you marketed it for the last 3-4 months.
I would really like to see it get 750, 800.
I think that'd be good.
I hope. I'd love to see it get a bill. That would, you talk about exceeding expectations. That would be, I think that would be massive for the brand.
I
Um,
think where people think it's going to flop, probably between the 5 and 650 mark.
that's a decent, see, that's where the problem lies, because if it hits six, that's a large profit. It was 160 for the budget. The problem lies where we're expecting a bill. I think that's the biggest issue with Star Wars, is that we're expecting a look. If it does worse than Solo, that's when you know it did bad.
Which is so unfortunate.
Yeah, that's gonna be the moment when I'm like, something's wrong here. Um, and I will say this too. I've heard people, even Theory has mentioned it. Um, I think this movie pops 1.5 if it releases after season two.
Oh, absolutely.
I do.
Oh, dude,
I do.
I 1000% agree. Season 2 was its peak, dude.
Season two was a very good time for Star Wars. Um, and it's also one of those things is like, do you wish at that point that you do seasons one, season two, then the movie, and then Boba Fett? Because Boba Fett kind of defeated the purpose of season two. The whole point was to get him to a Jedi, and then they just give him back. And I
See,
loved Boba Fett. I loved the show, but I do see that point as like it kind of they kind of just defeated the whole purpose of what we spent 2 seasons doing.
I agree. You should have had this. Like we didn't even need season 3. You could have had seasons 1 and 2. This is the end of the main story before we see more adventures of Grogu with Luke. Boba could have been more focused on Boba because that's even though I like Boba, that's where a lot of people end up complaining. They're like, you take the Mandalorian and Grogu out of this show, and see if you take them out of that
Mm.
show, there's no purpose for Luke. There's no purpose for Ahsoka. Like, so Boba could have been a lot more focused on Boba and Cad Bane and stuff like that. And this could have been the big event that ended it all, and we could be moved on to already to like an Heir to the Empire. I think Heir to the Empire would have happened if that would have happened sooner. Like if Mando and Grogu came out sooner, because we would have had a lot more time to develop stuff like that.
This is a good time to bring it up. Um, a Star Wars a creator who you and I both have watched a lot, who has stepped out of Star Wars,
Okay.
a guy by the name of Josh, made a video talking about Star Wars. He said the rumors came out about them. Do you remember us discussing that they were not moving forward with the Mando movie, the Mando crossover movie?
Yes.
Okay. He hit up a source of his who he's gotten a lot of his scoops from and leaks from that have been very accurate. Now, chat, take this with a grain of salt. If you want to believe it, believe it. If you don't, don't. That's all great. Well, he found out that Dave and John have had a meeting with the big execs in Disney. And apparently, they're still doing the Heir to the Empire stuff.
Okay.
But it is being believed that, again, chat, some of this is a little bit kind of speculation on what he heard. It is believed that the Mando element is getting taken out. So that's why the Mando crossover thing is reportedly done. Apparently, a lot of it, what they want to do with that movie is surrounding the 50th anniversary. The rumor is that they might double drop next year. We could get that Starfighter movie. We're going to get Ahsoka early. We're going to get a movie in December, possibly, surrounding the Ahsoka stuff and incorporating Leia, Luke, and Anakin. That would be, you talk about a freaking absolute bomb drop by Filoni. That would be insane if he kept that under wraps and we get that. Now, obviously, that's a big task and that's a big ask.
Think about how big of a year that'd be for Star Wars. You have Ahsoka, you have Maul season 2, you have the re-release of A New Hope for the anniversary, Starfighter, and Heir to the Empire. Dude.
I think the part of that is crazy to me is like Starfighter at that point will feel very fresh because it's not attached.
Yeah.
But you bring in Anakin Skywalker and Luke and Leia for a movie. Oh, also, I'm pretty sure in the video he said the leaker told him Leia and Anakin. But Luke is kind of, you would imagine you're going to get Luke and Han in that movie. But Leia and Anakin. So, and of course Ahsoka, and I'm pretty sure the Thrawn stuff and everything like that. If he pulls that off and drops a movie on the 50th anniversary when we haven't even heard anything about it, oh my goodness. You want to talk about putting yourself in a different category than everything that's happened under Disney the last decade? You do that.
I read something. I don't know if this was true or not. It was just kind of like it came across my feed. I think I read something yesterday or this morning, and it said that Hayden Christensen will appear in 3 Star Wars projects next year.
It might be happening.
My only thing is, if it's Ahsoka and it's Heir to the Empire, what's the third? Is he gonna talk in
He
Maul?
might do a voice. He might do a voice in something.
Interesting, dude. It might be real. That'd be the greatest year ever for Star Wars. Ever.
It would. I need to take some notes on that and make a video about that because it's a different level of like, it's one of those like, boy, that will take some balls to drop a movie with like like, do they announce it? Dude, imagine announcing it at the end of the Mando movie. Oh my goodness.
Thing is, though, we'd be getting that news tonight because there's people watching it tonight.
Yeah, that is true. How are there people watching it tonight?
It's like
Special showings.
special showings, like Lainey Byers is there tonight, and that's in Florida. I think it's in Florida, unless she's in California. But I know I think she's a Florida resident though, so she must be there.
Hmm. Yeah, I'm just hyped for Thursday. That is true. Because my thing is the next big play. They could announce it at D23.
That's possible. That's in August.
Yeah, they could announce it at D23. Give us a trailer at Celebration. That's. It sounds. It sounds. Celebration's right before Starfighter, correct? Yeah. So yeah, they dude.
Even if Heir of the Empire did not come out next year, think about how stacked of a year it's still going to be with Ahsoka, Maul, Starfighter, the re-release of A New Hope, and Celebration.
It is. It is a it is a big year. I did read something that kind of sucks about the Ahsoka being moved to next year. This is the first time since 2019 we're not getting a live action Star Wars project. This is the first year. And it sucks. However, with the transition into Dave and into this new era, I'm okay with a slight break. I'm okay with them taking their time for Ahsoka. If they are going this route with that Heir to the Empire style stuff, and we're going to get a big movie around the 50th, I'm all for that. However, I will say, they could end up also giving us that movie in 28. There's that.
True.
I don't think that'd be bad. Um, I will say, I've part of me would be okay with it, and part of me would be a little skeptical. Secret Wars comes out next December.
Yeah, Heir of the Empire is not going to touch Secret Wars.
Yeah, and so I kind of would want to wait till the next May.
I would agree. And plus, unless they've been working on it for like a while now, I don't want them to rush it just to get us a big announcement because that's going to be bad. You ruin that movie and it's not what we expected it to be. It's going to hurt more than it's going to help.
Yes, 100% agree. Like I said, chat, take all of that with a grain of salt. I'm not a leaker or anything like that. I'm just telling you what I've seen and what I've heard. So, if that is the case, um, and they do drop it in December, I do think, especially if it's good, I don't think it's going to pass Secret Wars because I believe Secret War. I truly, in my heart, believe Secret Wars is a $2.5, $3 billion movie. I think that would be the biggest Star Wars movie, though, potentially ever, and that's big.
Potentially, yes.
Could you imagine Disney getting a $5 billion box office starting next December through like February? That'd be insane.
Yeah, if they do, maybe they can actually start paying for some marketing.
Yeah, yeah, that's
It,
true.
oh, oh,
Yeah,
dude,
we took that one a little bit longer, chat, but I had some.
that's cool.
We could have made that a segment, but I kind of just ran it here. So
That's cool. Oh my goodness, that's exciting if it's true.
it is very exciting if it's true. I hope it is, man. I genuinely do. I think next year has the potential to be a great year for Star Wars. So I hope it sticks that way.
Well, the final piece of news and rumors that I have for today, Matt Reeves revealed a lot of the cast for the Batman Part Two, and this is on IMDb now. So this is what we have confirmed so far. Robert Pattinson obviously is playing Batman. Um, Scarlett Johansson is confirmed to be in the film as Gilda Dent, which means Sebastian Stan is confirmed to be in the film as well as Harvey Dent. Colin Farrell is back as Penguin.
Oh, he is back.
He's back. Andy Serkis is back as Alfred. Jeffrey Wright is back as Gordon. Charles Dance will be playing Christopher Dent, which is Harvey Dent's dad. Some unknown roles we have is Brian Tyree Henry and Sebastian Koch. Both of them are undisclosed. There's two other characters. One of them's just a police officer, and is played by Gil Perez Abraham. There's Bella Real, and she's played by Jamie Lawson. And this is the only one that's on IMDb that says rumored by it. Barry Keoghan as the Joker.
That sounds loaded.
And that's
That
only
sounds
now.
that sounds very loaded. Um, Dude, Batman just has the potential to. I almost feel like their timing of the DCU is bad
It is.
because they're in the middle of this, which could possibly go down as one of the greatest superhero trilogies of all time if they play their cards correctly. Um, I do think it's gonna shatter the Dark Knight trilogy. Um, and I very much hope so because I mean I already believe that the Batman was better than the Dark Knight. So if the other two are on par or better, the Dark Knight trilogy doesn't touch it. Theoretically, anyway.
My only thing with this right now, obviously, we're gonna get the turn of him into Two Face. I don't know when that'll be. I don't know if it's gonna be in this film. We see it, and then he's set up for Two Face for the next film. I don't know what's gonna happen. Um, I don't believe the Joker's going to be the main villain of this film. He's supposed to just have a role in it, but he's not. I still don't. I don't even know if the main villain of this film is listed in the current IMDb. Um,
Might not be.
so and that's kind of crazy because we have the Joker, the Penguin, and the potential of Two Face all in this film. So I'm really interested in seeing what they do because
I hate that Selena's not going to be back.
I know it with the way they ended the first one, it makes sense because she left to do her own thing. Could she potentially come back for a third film? Maybe, or maybe they'll have a show with her.
Yeah, yeah. I think that would be pretty cool to. But see, then you're touching the problem of Elseworlds and then the DCU.
I know, which I'm just thankful that this did not get scrapped because they started the DCU.
True, because then we would have been sitting there with a what if forever. Um, Especially after watching one of the, in my opinion, one of the greatest superhero movies I've ever seen. So that would have sucked.
I agree, but the positive to take away from all of this, we're going to start getting a lot more stuff for the Batman because it started filming. We now have a lot of the main cast. Um, and we have it's May right now. We have 17 months until it comes out.
Yeah.
So just under a year and a half. So we're going to start getting a lot more news and rumors coming out about it.
I want you to think about something. We've talked a lot on the pod about next year's slate. Could you imagine they actually did add Heir to the Empire to that? Oh,
2027 is the greatest year already for movies, and that would solidify it.
yeah. You'd have not only would you have two Star Wars movies and a re-release. You got the Batman. You got Across the Spot or Beyond. You got freaking dude, Secret Wars. I don't even know if I'm forgetting anything. I probably am.
Yeah, a lot.
It would be crazy, bro.
What I think is kind of crazy.
Oh, Man of Tomorrow. Or is that 28?
That's next year.
Is it really?
July.
Oh my
It, com-
goodness.
it comes out for the 2-year anniversary of our pod.
That's insane. That's what kickstarted the pod.
Yep.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I'll tell you what's crazy. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the mystery segment. Um, Trey had no idea that we were going to be using all of the films that we just talked about for the mystery segment today.
Really interesting.
Ladies and gentlemen, it would not be a welcome back to the mystery segments without some pain and without some tough choices. So, Trey, welcome to Keep 3, Cut 5. I was generous. I was going to make it Keep 2, Cut 6, but out of the 8, you get 3 of them.
Out of what 8?
I'm going to read them off right now.
All right.
The Mandalorian and Grogu. Spider-Man Brand New Day. Avengers Doomsday.
Oh my goodness, chat.
Star Wars Starfighter.
Let me let me get out a note.
I'll go ahead and name the rest of them for everybody else. Beyond the Spider-Verse is on here. Men of Tomorrow is on here. The Batman Part 2 is on here. And Avengers Secret Wars is on here.
Dude, holy crap.
All right, so Mando.
All right.
Brand New Day.
Yep.
Doomsday.
Yep.
Starfighter.
Yep.
Beyond.
Yep.
Man of Tomorrow.
Oop. Yeah.
Batman Part 2.
Yeah.
And Secret Wars. I'm gonna I'm going to guess before you. I'm a lock in my 3 picks of the movies I think you're gonna keep.
Okay. Ooh. This is
What's
chat. This
crazy?
is messed up right here, bro.
It is. What's crazy is like there's so many heavy hitters on there that it's gonna be tough to pick a Star Wars movie.
No, it's not.
I locked in my answers of the 3 that I think you're going to pick.
I locked in mine, but oh my gosh, it's so hard to leave the one I'm thinking off. I cannot
So,
believe I did that.
so you locked in your 3 that you're keeping?
Yeah.
All right. So, we'll go through them one by one. The Mandalorian and Grogu. I said that you were going to cut that one.
I did cut Mando and Grogu. Yep.
Spy-
Mando and Grogu did not make the cut. It's really unfortunate, but you guys will understand why I picked the 3 I picked. I don't think you got it right, but I will tell you I left one off that really hurts me.
I'm sure.
Yeah,
Spider-Man Brand New Day, you cut.
I did cut. That's tough, man.
Avengers Doomsday, you cut.
I did cut. Evan's good, chat. Evan's good. I'll give him credit.
Star Wars Starfighter is your first keep.
Starfighter is my first keep. I think he got it right, chat. Oh my
I,
goodness, he did. He definitely did. Wow.
Beyond the
Okay.
Spider-Verse, you kept.
I did keep.
Man of Tomorrow, you cut.
Dude, I kept it.
No, you did not.
That's my third.
No, you did not.
He didn't even phase him, chat. Yeah, I did cut.
And then between the Batman Part 2 and Avengers Secret Wars, you cut Secret Wars and you kept the Batman Part 2.
He's good, chat. I gotta give him credit. He's good. Secret Wars is the one that really hurt to get off.
Yeah.
I think that movie's going to be incredible. But Starfighter seems like such a fresh place for Star Wars, and that's why I kept it. Um, the other two, I don't even think I really need to even speak on. Like,
See,
I'm not cutting beyond. And Batman Part Two, I'm so excited for. It's just that was tough. That was a little tough. Keeping Mando and Grogu, I just I couldn't do it. Now, if this would if you would have known about the Heir of the Empire thing before,
oh yeah.
I would have kept that. But yeah, Mando and Grogu is just hard to keep. I am excited for it. I'm excited for everything on this list. I mean, 100%.
See, I'm having a hard time picking what I would cut because
You have Brand New
personally,
Day.
personally, I'd put Brand New Day in my keep. I'd put the Batman Part 2 in my keep. And then I'm struggling really hard between Beyond and Secret Wars.
Ah, it's dude, that's so bad because I understand you keeping Brand New Day,
Yeah.
but those other two are gonna be, oh my goodness.
I know, dude. They're events. They're not just like a story. They are events.
I think what's really cool about, don't tell me wrong, I loved Into, I genuinely loved it, but I think what's cool about Beyond is that not only are we getting Prowler Miles versus Miles, we're also getting the main characters from the first one back. All of the, because they were all at the end of the other one.
Mhm.
Um, it's going to be a rescue sort of thing, which is kind of cool. I also kind of feel like I kind of part of me believes they're going to try to help Miles save his dad and fight off the other 29-9 and some of the other ones that are trying to stop him. I really think that's how that's going to go. And then you obviously are going to have the spot.
I genuinely believe that the Prowler, Miles G. Morales, I think he's going to help Miles Morales take down the spot.
Really?
I think they're going to team up.
Chat, shout out my boy. Shout out my boy Evan.
Yes, sir.
Shout out my boy Evan, chat. Yes, sir. My boy always knows. Yeah.
Oh,
You talked about Miles, so I was like, I got to get the pop. Yeah, I got to show it.
dude, that is a tough list though, because I think every
It
one of
is.
those movies is going to be very good.
Yeah.
Ooh.
It's so hard to say what I'm gonna say and believe it to be true. I think Mando's the weak spot on this list. And
I agree.
it sucks to say that because I hope it's a $5 billion movie. I don't think it has any chance. I hope I'm wrong. I really genuinely do. But out of those names, chat, Beyond, Mando, Brand New Day, Doomsday, Starfighter, Man of Tomorrow, Batman Part 2, and Secret Wars. You got Mando, Grogu, and then Man of Tomorrow is probably the next low one, and it's a good place to be to say that you're the low one because it's a good list.
Oh yeah.
So it's not like we're saying it's going to be, a straight dookie movie that makes 90 mil. We're not saying that. Either of those two, but they are the weak links out of that list, and it's not even close.
Ooh, I didn't put it on this list. I don't think it'd change it, but I'm going to ask you anyway. If Zelda was on this list, would you change anything?
No.
Yeah, I
Um,
didn't think so.
I would not change anything, but I am excited for that movie. Oh, there's another one comes out next year. Minecraft 2.
Would that change
Minecraft
anything?
2 comes out. No, it wouldn't, but I was just I'm telling you guys, dude, next year's slate is unbelievable. It's truly unbelievable. I feel like we're finally getting the culmination of a lot of the stuff they were making during COVID. I kind of feel like that's what we're getting.
Would Zelda or Minecraft 2 be higher than Mando?
No,
Okay.
they would not. I'm really excited for Minecraft too, but Mando Star Wars, bro, it's just yeah, no.
Thing is, we have a very strong potential. I don't know if it's going to happen, but there is still a chance we might be getting another Marvel movie next year.
Oh yeah,
I doubt it. They're probably going to give us the treatment like, wait, no, that's not true. Because there was a movie between Infinity War and Endgame. It was Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel.
Even though it didn't take place during the events, it still set her up for the movie. So we very well could be getting a movie between Doomsday and Secret Wars. I don't know what. They haven't even announced it yet, so we'll see. But it
They
could be a
haven't
Doctor
announced it
Strange.
yet, which tells me there is still hope. There is still hope for that Star Wars movie in December next year. That would be incredible, bro.
Best odds because you want some time. I think that if they announce another Marvel movie, it'll be between SDCC in July and D23 in August. I don't think it'll be New York.
Oh, like when they announce, you mean?
Yes,
Okay.
because
Yeah,
it'd
because New
be way too
York's
late.
October. I mean, that'd be late.
Yeah, and October is going to be prime time for them advertising um, Doomsday.
I did not think about a Star Wars announcement at SDCC because I'm pretty sure they have a panel, a Lucasfilm panel.
I know Marvel's returning to Hall H this year, so we'll see what happens with that.
Um, yeah, chat. Stay tuned for that because we're gonna try to do the best that we can to cover San Diego Comic Con.
Yes.
San Diego Comic Con is just it's an event every year. It's so crazy, bro.
And one of these years we will be attending.
That is 100% a fact.
Well, my brother, let's take it away.
I don't even know where to begin. Um, I will say, chat. I am very, very, very excited for the Mandalorian Grogu because we're getting a new Star Wars film. We're getting it in the theaters. I'm excited to go watch it in IMAX. I'm really excited that they're now projecting it to actually have a good opening weekend. They weren't. They were projecting like 50-ish. I was saying 85 to 100. Makes me feel a ton better. It really does. It's weird that it was clickbait, but but nonetheless, it is still exciting that um, we're getting a better projection. So that's huge off rip. But we have gotten the first reviews for the movie in, and it's a little worrying. Um, one reviewer, somebody that was at the premiere, said that it is a very very good movie for the common Star Wars fan that doesn't need to know a ton of lore,
Okay.
and I hate that.
I get why you would.
Yeah. Um, I hate it in the sense that I don't want Star Wars just to become this thing where no lore has any deep meaning anymore. Um, I understand in a way why they are um, aiming it towards the Mando and Grogu fans. I understand it because a lot of common fans were huge fans of Mando and Grogu or of the Mandalorian, and I understand that. But at the same time, I personally feel like if you're trying to make a movie that you're trying to hit a bill, you need people to go see that movie a few times. I just don't see it happening without any cool lore stuff. Um, it's
I can
hard.
kind of see the opposite of that though, because
You think?
I think the big reason why, it's the same problem that Marvel ran into because people got tired of having to have homework before they went to the movies. People just want to go see it. I think that by them saying you don't have to know a bunch of stuff. Now, for the people who do really enjoy the world and they want that, I understand why. I'm in the same boat. I'd like to, have more lore and in depthness to the film. But for people who just want to go see a movie, that is an appeal, and that's going to get more people in seats.
It could be. It very well could be. You know, like we were talking about with the potential heir to the empire thing. That requires a lot of deep lore knowledge. Um,
Yes.
However, they just feel like two very different styles of Star Wars, and one feels like one that has the potential of a couple of Bill. And it's like, if you know that an Heir to the Empire movie has the potential of a couple of Bill, why would you not go in that route and make films that require the deep lore, but also we're going to get people in the seats multiple times? You see what I'm saying?
Yes. I don't know. I can see it both ways because like I look at the OT and I look at the prequels. A lot of people who went to go see the prequels after only seeing like the original, they may not have like been like as in depth with like all of the different lore that's come out in between, or like the stories that were still being written about the characters. And I think about people like our dads who both like they don't go in like as in depth as we do between the lore. Your dad knows a lot, but he doesn't sit here and study it and like get and break it down. And I don't know. I don't know. For people like us, I think it's a problem, but I honestly think it's a good idea.
See, because like I feel like Starfighter, you're not going to need to know a ton. However, I want there to be good bits of lore in there that not everybody catches, but they can still watch the movie and not need to know. See what I'm saying? But I also don't just want it to be Easter eggs. I want it to actually have an effect on the stories.
I kind of feel like it's going to be like an in between of what you both of those descriptions you just said for Mando. Like I think we're still going to have like, oh yeah, you're going to be able to tell this is the Star Wars universe, and it's not just going to be an
Yes.
Easter egg. It's going to be like, yeah, there's some background in this, especially because like, dude, if they bring in like the mythosaur, you're going to have to know a little bit of lore and to even understand that. They've mentioned it in the show, like so, like
Mhm.
I still think there's going to be a little. I don't think it's just going to be like you have to know every detail about these characters. You're going to have to know every plot point in order to go see this.
Yep. Um, Eric Voss. I'm pretty sure it was Eric Voss that mentioned that the movie felt like 6 episodes of the show, and
Interesting.
that I don't like. Um,
It feels crammed.
it feels it feels crammed, but it also feels like it goes back to the whole here come the suits saying, you know what, we need a film. So take your story and shove it into a film. I think that does a disservice to Jon Favreau if that is how it happened. I'm not saying it is. Um, but if that is how it happened, it does a disservice to him because now we're gonna look at him like he made a bad film when as a show it would have been great. You see what I'm saying?
I
Like it's
agree.
just
Speaking of John Favreau, I can't read it because it's like not on top of my screen, but I just saw something that came across my screen that says John Favreau. He was talking about the script for season 4 and talked about how there was major alterations made.
yeah. Um oh look at that. Jon Favreau tells us that scripts for The Mandalorian season 4 were already written before they decided to shift to a movie. Isn't that not what I just said?
Yeah.
That doesn't sound good, bro. And it's like,
S- yeah. So basically, this is season 4 in one film, probably condensed. It's made to look bigger and shinier than what a season would. But 'cause that's the thing. I've read a lot of different people's takes on it, spoiler free. But it's like they're like it's an event, and if you want to go to the movies and have a good time with it, yeah, you probably have a good time with it. But as far as the stakes of what it does for the franchise, it doesn't add much.
yeah, I just, mm, maybe this is part of the reason that they're going to be shifting their focus from Mando. Um, and I can tell you this, we just had the whole discussion about, um, the lore knowledge stuff and, why it could be good to have a movie that's not crazy crammed with it. Heir to the Empire would be, because he is cramming some lore into Ahsoka.
Right.
And Ahsoka would be the setup. Um, man, it just feels like two different worlds at that point. Um, I will say I do understand that this project was one that is being produced, I believe, by Kathleen Kennedy. So if you're gonna shift when these ones are done, I understand. Um, but maybe this could be the kick that they need to kind of show them, like, moving on from your previous leadership might be a good thing. Um,
Do you want to know my honest opinion?
of course, always.
I think the crossover and the Mando verse not being a part of an heir to the Empire, if we still get it, I think it's a good idea.
Why?
I because as much as I love the Mandalorian and I think the universe is good, I know this isn't going to be a traditional take of Heir to the Empire. Like, obviously, we're not going to have like Han and Leia's other kids and all that stuff. We're not going to have Mara Jade. It's not going to be like that. But it almost feels like it doesn't fit in that type of story either. Like Mando going against Thrawn and like being involved in all that. I don't like it. I don't think it's ever really fit.
Really quick, you just reminded me. Josh did say also that his guy is telling him they're that they're purposefully trying to throw fans off by saying that Mara Jade's not coming because she is. Again, take that one with a grain of salt, chat. But if that's the case, I don't think you bring in Mara Jade and not have Luke.
No.
And also, my question though is, if we are getting that, they're shifting to that. What's next for Mando? Is this it? Or are they still going to give us like season 5 and then just leave Mando and Grogu completely out of what they're doing next? Like, how's it work? I don't really see how they could have this big crossover thing and not have him in it after what they've been pushing. Like, that's just a hard thing for me to kind of grasp.
See, part of me thinks because the Mandalorian, this whole thing's a mess because the Mandalorian itself is very good in show format. I think the whole thing throwing it off is they made a movie for it. Unless it's going to be the very, very end, they should not have done a movie. The movie should be the final event. And unless you're going to do something big with it and like have different stakes for it, like say Din Djarin does die in this film, and then the Mandalorian continues later on with Grogu just being the Mandalorian. I don't know what you do. It feels, and yes, we're gonna go watch it, and we'll probably enjoy it and have a good time with it. It feels like a waste,
Yeah.
and I don't want to say that because I'm happy to see it. It's just I think this is partially what sucks about making content is we're thinking about the big picture of it. In the big picture of it, this movie does not make sense. It's throwing all of the plans off. If you're going to end the Mandoverse, not do a thing with it in the future, this needs to have big stakes for this film. do something with Grogu later on, get rid of Din as much as he's a very cool character. Um, and do something cool. If he's not going to be part of Heir to the Empire, I'm fine with that. But don't don't just like pick up with a new season after we get this movie and think, oh, let's just tell more. It never should have been a film if you're going to do more seasons.
Yeah. Um, which is the unfortunate part. Um, and also what I kind of think about this movie that is unfortunate to me, and even if they do end up doing an Heir to the Empire thing, there is stuff that happened in the Mandoverse that you're just gonna completely neglect now. It does not seem like Boba or Finnick will be in this movie.
No.
And if they're not in this movie, there's no way they're gonna just randomly be in Heir to the Empire. Um, and I also feel the same way about Bo Katan. If Bo Katan's not in this movie, she was at the red carpet. I think there's a slight chance, but I haven't seen anything like that. So if she's not again, what was the point? And I kind of think that's what sucks about transitioning into, different um, leadership in the middle of something like this. However, I don't think transitioning to Filoni was a bad idea. I think it was a great idea.
He's got to fix some stuff because is this movie? I know Ride of the Hutt's going to be in it, but is this movie going to be at all on Tatooine?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Because if
If
it
it was, I would
is,
understand. Yeah.
yeah, if it is, then you definitely have to have Boba and Finnick in it because that'd be a massive plot hole if you're on Tatooine and Jabba's palace is here. That's the thing
Yeah.
too. What was the point of setting that up if we're not going to get any more? We're not going to have any more of like Boba Fett just ruling Tatooine. Like,
Personally, I feel like one of the biggest problems they ran into was having way too many cooks in the kitchen. Um,
agreed.
Way too many directors directing episodes of The Mandalorian. Way, way too many people getting spinoffs. I loved some of the stuff Deborah Chow did with The Mandalorian. Obi-Wan Kenobi just it wasn't it, man. There
No,
was a lot of misses in it, and
there's only several good parts, but you can't even tell me there might be a collectively of the time in it two full. If you put all of it together, maybe two full episodes of the six that were good.
yeah. Um, I think they need to have a couple of people working in certain eras and letting those people run the eras.
Yeah,
Dave Filoni has this era. Leave him alone. Let John do some stuff in it. That's fine. Don't be throwing 38 different directors into episodes. Like I don't like that.
no,
Because it goes back to the whole sequel thing. But I also think you could give some certain people other eras. They need to do something with the Old Republic era. They do. They really do. You literally had Old Republic credits in Skeleton Crew. What's the point of putting that in there if you're not going to use the Old Republic?
right?
Um, and the Old Republic was recognized as one of the main eras of the future of Star Wars. So if you're going to recognize it, why are we not touching it? Like it's just,
And didn't Skeleton Crew season 2 get canceled?
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I understand why Dave is changing things. It needs to be changed. There's just too much inconsistency.
Yeah,
It honestly feels like the rough like 2022, 2021-ish years of Marvel.
yeah,
It feels like that where it was just there's too many things going on, none of it connects, and we have an issue. So they overhauled, they changed it, and I trust Dave fully though. I think that whatever he's doing is going to be good because they gave the keys to the right person. It's just undoing what the people who had the keys wrongfully did.
Yeah. Which sucks because I don't even like I'm not one that would just solely blame or jeez, I'm not one that would solely blame Kathleen because
Oh no,
after all of that stuff came out about the Hunt for Ben Solo being canceled, it was because of Disney. And like that
I blame
sucks.
I blame Disney for a lot of it.
Yeah, it sucks. Now there's a couple of things that I'm not going to mention that she should have never done and said. But like a specific shirt that she wore. But I don't think it's all her fault. Um, but I do think the new leadership change is huge. Also, I don't know if you saw this, but I believe it was as of last week. Dude, Maul was still the number one show on Disney. And it was even over Daredevil, which is crazy. And I think what's so interesting about that is like everybody talks about they need to step away from Skywalker stuff. It had Darth freaking Vader, dude. And it was one of the best projects they've done. And it's still one of the best project, one of the highest rated projects on Disney. And it's like maybe we like old Star Wars because it was old Star Wars. I'm not saying don't do new stories. I'm not saying don't have new stuff. Don't be creative. But do your best to make it good and make it all connect and make it make sense.
They really need to lean into their animation too. Their animation is phenomenal.
Yeah, we very much need a couple of we need 2 ongoing animation projects every year. Um and then you can still have your Ahsoka and stuff like that here and there. But those need to be like the baseline. That's where we build our foundation going forward because it's good. Bad Batch wasn't, Clone Wars peak or Maul peak, but it was great.
I agree.
It was still great.
And like their live action shows, yeah, like you just mentioned, like still have an Ahsoka or something like that. You don't need to have like 5 or 6 shows. Let let your live action shows be of service to the main films. Star Wars films should be what is coming out live action mainly. If you have a couple characters from the movies in shows, it adds to their character. It helps push an arc along. I'm fine with that, and then leave the rest to animation because, dude, Maul's got a lot of people hype.
It does. Maul put a lot of the faith back in the fandom. At least the side that wasn't loving everything. Um, the other, there's another side, like always, of course, and there's a side that acts like everything is perfect. I don't think everything is perfect, but I don't think everything's as bad as a lot of other people say. I'm kind of in the middle. Um, when it comes to the fandom, I lean more to one side, but it is what it is. But I'm very much in the middle. And it's kind of just like I'm not fully on board with what you proposed last week about having 0 live action shows, but I do think the films need to be their main focus for live action. I do agree with that.
See,
Like I said,
that's why I amended it now.
yeah, I think the best possible thing for them to do, and it would be a lot, but again, it's not a lot when if you had 4 people working on stuff and having their own lane. Give Filoni his era there. Let him work. Well, I can't say that because Filoni did the shows. Filoni did the cartoons, the animation. So that wouldn't work because Filoni's just the one that's good at all of it. That's
That's why he's the head.
it is. It is. I was going to say let somebody work on the films. Kind of like the Russo brothers, man. They've done great, dude. Let somebody kind of have that lane. Let somebody have the animation lane. let Dave have the live action show lane, and then have somebody else on the animation as well to have two projects. Um, just don't let too many people be doing it. There's no reason we should get a live action show like Ahsoka season 2 and have 8 different directors. I just don't. I'm not a fan of that.
I agree.
Um, it's Filoni's story. Filoni's a director. He in the last one, I think he directed 2 or 3 of the 8. It's his story. Let him direct it all. Why are we trying to get so many different viewpoints on it? Just let him do what he's doing. It's his story. Like, I don't understand doing that.
I will say, for the most part, this we've actually been more critical and negative about Mando than anything. What are three things that you hope to see in the film?
I'm going to give an honorable mention to Luke because I'm going to leave him out of my 3, even though I want him the most. And I'm doing that because I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think there's any chance. Now, I did. I really did. These reviews did not help me. They did not help me believe that Luke's coming or anything like that. I am interested and really want to see what is going on with the Hutts, because the Hutt twins, because not only do we have Rada, but we have the Hutt twins who are, they were in Boba Fett. Like, I like that they're finally giving us something that was there, that wasn't, uh, at the time attached to Mando. That was attached to Boba, and so I think that is one thing I'm interested to see and excited to see. Um, I'm excited for Embo. I am actually really excited for Embo. Um, if there's anything I want to see, I would love to see Grogu use some crazy force powers. Some crazy force powers. I really want them to incorporate the Mythosaur. I think this is your shot. I think you teased it in season 3. You showed it. This is it. This is it. This is when you do it. A third one. This is kind of small. I want a good send off to Carl Weathers.
Do you think we'll get more than what we got in the trailer? Just like kind of like the brief little like Arabesh?
I think they have to show Navarro at some point. And part of me feels like they're going to write him off and say that he passed away, but I feel like they're going to have a statue on Navarro. I think that would be beautiful. If there's nothing about Carl Weathers, I'm going to be a little sad because it's Carl Weathers, man. Not only is it, not only is it he just Carl Weathers, but he was a big part of the Mandalorian story. Oh, I just thought of something. How insane would it be if Cara Dune was in here?
Dude, why are you reading my mind? Why are you reading my mind? I was getting my 3, and I just thought of that as my third one. Dude.
It would make sense for her recent grind.
Yep.
I would not be a fan if they. I would be pretty upset if they recast. That would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If they recast her, I hope the movie flops.
It's one of those things like, if you don't want her in it, I understand. Don't recast. That's not. Yeah.
No.
That'd be the same thing like what happened with Kang. Like, I don't want to get into the whole card to the whole Gina Carano thing, but you know,
Yeah.
you and I
My
understand.
yeah. My top 3, I want this. The Mythosaur was definitely one of them. You need to capitalize on that, especially if we're never going to get anything else after this. You need to do something with that. And Grogu's force powers. So, Mythosaur. I really want to see the return of like all of the Mandalorians. who were with Din in season 1. I'd like to see them at some capacity in this movie.
Oh, and season 3. Yeah.
Yes, I'd like to see them back. And third would probably be Cara Dune. I don't know if that's going to happen. Uh, Most likely not, but that's probably the thing I'd like the most. Um,
I thought of a
honor,
fourth.
Honorable mention: I want Grogu to talk
I do too.
and not something stupid.
I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you, buddy. I give it a 3.7% chance.
Imagine, imagine, very first sentence he says is "This is the way."
That would be cool.
That'd be awesome.
The way this is. Speaks like Yoda.
Ooh, that'd be sick. That would be sick. But then
Um,
again, Yaddle didn't speak like Yoda.
true, true. I did think of a fourth.
Mm-hmm.
I would love for Gideon to show up.
Oh,
And
he returns.
yeah. But part of me just ah I don't know, man. It doesn't feel like the correct culmination of the first 3 seasons, and it scares me.
This is this is a very it's a very mixed bag right now, and I agree. The combination of everything that's happened up until this point is not going to be. I don't think if this is the end of the Mandoverse, I don't think it's going to be satisfying. The thing about it too, though, they need to realize if this is the end of the Mandoverse, they are throwing away money by not having Grogu as a part of anything anymore.
I almost feel like that's why they went the route of the movie. Grogu made them so much money, bro. And I think they were like, we haven't had a Star Wars movie. Put him on the screen. And instead of, I also think what kind of sucks is, again, we could be totally wrong. Disney could have everything perfectly lined the way that it should be. This could have been written just as a film. But I think that what sucks is that we will never find out the truth.
Nope.
Um, if they did pull strings and screw over John and Dave will never say that. And that kind of sucks, but I also kind of get it. But
Think about it too. If they know that Grogu makes them money and they decide to put him on the screen, that's another thing. Why are you not marketing? You know how many people would be so excited because oh baby Yoda's on the screen. He's on our TV. Oh, there's a movie coming out. There'd be people who don't know a thing about Star Wars, but they know him and they're gonna go see Star
that's
Wars.
true. That's very true. I
Marketing is
remember,
flop, dude.
yeah, it has. I remember, it was before we did the remodel, so it was probably 2020, it was 2020, I think. Um, it might have been 19, bro. My cousin and his girlfriend were there, and they, like, he's not a Star Wars fan at all. They saw it on screen, Baby Yoda. They knew who Baby Yoda was. Like, the opportunity is there. It's just, I hope they didn't screw themselves by not marketing well. Um, and what I will say, they did good marketing for Maul.
Oh, absolutely.
They did, and it did very well. Um, maybe, just maybe, they're ready to put Mando behind them, and if that's the case, I hope it's incredible. We have 2 days, 3 days.
What is your pre-screening prediction of your score? What do you think it's going to be out of 10?
To be perfectly honest, the number that jumped in my head was an 8.2.
Really?
So, and that's low for me for Star Wars. I hope that's not the case. I hope I come out of there saying it's 8.9, 9.1, somewhere around there.
This is unfortunate. I have my first number that popped in my head was 7-1.
7.1. Jeez.
I think it's going to be good, but it's just going to be good. It's not going to be great.
So you think it's going to be a good fun movie, but it's not going to be Revenge of the Sith. It's not going to be
Oh, absolutely not.
Empire Strikes Back. Yeah.
I'll put it like this. I think it's going to be good enough to where like if it was on TV, I'd watch it. But if you gave me the choice of Star Wars movies to watch, it's not going to be the one I pick.
I did hear we've talked about the bad reviews. I did hear a review where a guy said that was the best Star Wars project he's watched since The Empire Strikes Back. That's bold.
That is
Um,
bold.
I don't remember. I don't know who the guy was, so it's kind of like, how do I take his opinion? So it's one of those situations. But yeah, chat. I don't really have a ton more to say about it, but I can promise you guys next week's episode is going to be interesting.
I
We're
hope
gonna
we're
break it.
wrong.
I hope we're very wrong, buddy.
I hope we're
I
wrong.
hope I come on here and I laugh at your 7-1.
Me
I
too.
hope
I hope I do.
very genuinely. And I hope I laugh at my 8 too. Like I'd love to come back and be like 8.7 solid movie. That's what I want. It's good if the 6 episode thing shoved into one movie is right, that's really gonna
It could
suck.
be a 6, bro.
Yeah, I hope it's not. Now again,
Ah,
I'm not saying we're not gonna get that. It couldn't be 6 incredible, um, you know, moments. But it's like, what is the final runtime? 212.
I think so, yes.
Uh, no, it was 226. I think.
Was it? Let me look it up. 212?
212. Okay. Um, yeah, it's just one of those. I hope it doesn't feel too shoved into one, and I hope it doesn't feel like 6 broken up episodes like that. That would make it suck because then we're judging the whole story, which could have been an incredible season based on the way they shoved it together. I think that would be the biggest disservice to the movie and to the story.
Especially because you had room to improve after season 3.
Big time. And season 3 to me had some great moments.
Good
I think
moments.
season three is the weakest of the three.
Yep.
Things like, Jack Black and Lizzo should have never it just should have never happened. Um, but had great moments. Dude, Grogu saving them with the Force, with the whole fire scene, incredible.
Yep.
Gideon's fight scene was great. Bringing in the Praetorian guards, and those are who killed Paz Vizsla. Insane. You know, the Mythosaur stuff. Some of the stuff with the Mandalorians. Like that stuff was good, but it's just like we have there was big problems with it. It's just I hope it's not the case, man, that it feels broken up. That will really break my heart.
I agree.
Yeah. But I think the nice thing is, if it's great, we are in a great spot because we're all happy. If it's bad, we are looking forward at that point to Starfighter, and I think that's going to be a great movie. I really do. I don't think you bring in Ryan Gosling to have a bad movie. I just don't. I just don't. Um,
No.
and I really don't feel that way about Pedro either. I don't think you bring in an actor like that right now. But there's also the aspect of Disney thinking Grogu makes us a lot of money. Pedro makes us a lot of money. Let's throw him in a movie. And I think that kind of sucks. Um, this is where I feel like the creatives need to be the creatives and the executives need to just be, they need to worry about the business, not the creative side of this. Because without the creative side of this, none of this is even a thing.
It's just, and this is not meant to quote Star Wars right now, but I genuinely I have a bad feeling about this. Like I'm not kidding. I have a weird feeling.
I hope we're wrong, chat. I
Me too.
really, in my heart, hope that we get to come on here next week and discuss about how this is a top 5 Star Wars movie. I'm not gonna say 3 because that is a hard task. That is a hard task. It's hard to expect that out of any of them.
Yeah.
But I hope we can say that it's one of the greatest Disney Star Wars movies by far. That would be great. That would be really great. Yeah, chat. I said my piece. Do you say your piece, dog?
I'm done.
I hope my 8.2 is very wrong, chat. Thank you guys so much for watching this week's episode. Um, yeah, I am excited for the movie, but a skeptical. So, couple days, chat. Couple days. I want to know down below if you guys are excited for the movie. Let me know your guys' pre screening scores. I would love to know what you think you're gonna say before. And then obviously next week we'll talk about our ratings at that point. I just hope it's not lower than 8. That would be because I don't think I've ever rated a Star Wars movie lower than 8. That would suck. That would really suck. Thank you guys for watching, chat. I hope you guys enjoy your day. I hope you guys enjoy the movie. We will see y'all next week, boys.